Thank you so much for having me on here. I only been in the business for a year. I started August 1st of last year, so I just hit a year now. So super excited about the business, super excited about everything that's going on. So I'll give you a little backstory. So I started off in real estate at 22, actually. I bought my very first property, which is a duplex. I rented it out. I lived on one side of it. I know everybody hears the stories, but I actually really did that, right? So I lived on one side, rented out the other side. I did that for about 3 years. Took all the money from that, took it to the next place, bought another property off of that. And basically what I do is every year on my birthday, which is in January, I buy a vacant home. And then the whole year I work, I put that money back inside of the house. I flip the house, then I move my people in it. I let them live in it for about 12 months, help them get their credit up, and then I help them get into a house. So that's what I was doing before I got into real estate. I worked the spectrum. I was a manager for about 9 years. I had supervisors under me. I had reps under me. So I did that call center life for about 9 years, but I just knew there was something bigger than what I wanted. Because every time I get paid, the money will go right back into real estate, right? So that's kind of how I started it off. So I was raised in St. Louis. The way I got to South Carolina is because during COVID, if you ever went online and chatted with any reps during Spectrum, that was the platform I created. So anytime you chatted with somebody during COVID, that was my people you were chatting with. So that went pretty well for about 9 years. But the girl that was sending me the MLS sheet, she's like, hey, why don't you try to get into real estate? I was like, you know what? Let me try it out. So I got into it last year, and I won't lie, it's been the most beautiful and the most amazing thing I have ever done. Just being honest with you.
Enrico, that's bro, your transparency, that's what I was so thrilled. Matter of fact, I'd say our he's not even a productivity coach. He's a guru, he's everything. Seth Mills, I think, has some of the members of his class on. And I told him that you were coming on today because one, I like your energy. Your story is so unique. And I mean, we hear all the time, we coach agents, you should do this, do this, do this, right? Do open houses. And yet I've never met anybody who's done it at this level. And I think because I mean, you've made the rounds. You've been on a number of podcast shows. I know you were on James Shaw, Pivot class. I love that. And I think it's because, man, you're doing something that's unusual. You're producing also at a level that's unusual because right now, unfortunately, only 10% of agents even make it through a full year. You've already celebrated that at a high level, right? So tell us about what it is and where in the world did that come from, right? You thought,
uh,
this is my pillar. I'm gonna stake my flag right here. How
yeah,
did it happen?
yeah, absolutely. So, one of my biggest things is I always give it back to my coach. So I do have a coach. My coach is my broker also. So basically what he did was, he always explained to me like, you got to get out here and get business. See, I came from a call center where calls were coming in, business was coming in. I was never out here looking for business because I didn't need to have to do that, right? So what happened was he was telling me, he was like, hey, back in the day, I used to sit at brand new construction sites and wait on people to come, and that's how I get gain business. I'm like, okay, well, I can't do that nowadays. You got on-site agents, right? So I can't sit at brand new constructions for 8 hours out the day. However, I can sit at an open house, right? So I'm like, okay, how does that work? So the first 3 to 4 months, I did not do any productivity. All I did was learn. Went to class every day. I went to script practice every day. I still go to script practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 9:30. I don't ever miss it. Um, I went to class every day. I learned, and then that's all I did for the first 3 to 4 months. Then the fourth month, I went and shadowed somebody that was already doing production. And she was like, hey, would you like to do an open house with me? I was like, sure. My very first open house, I had 40 people there. That house sold in 24 hours. And I actually got a referral off of it, right? I was like, man, this is awesome. I came back, I told my coach, and he was like, dude, that's awesome. He was like, usually people only have like 5, 6 people. You got 40? I'm like, yeah. And that was around November last year. So then I took Bold, which was around November, and I was like, okay, let me think better, right? How can I get bigger, right? I know I have something that people need, right? Everybody need real estate, right? But how do I get it out there to everybody and let them know that I'm in it? So I was like, you know what? If I worked when I worked at the call center, I was never off on the weekends. I would always work on the weekends. Weekends would be the busiest for the companies because that's when most of the calls are coming in is on the weekends. So I would never be able to see an open house ever because I always work the weekend, right? I was like, okay, well, how about if I make it available for someone Monday through Friday that cannot make it on a Saturday and Sunday, right? That's how this really started off. So then I asked my coach, I was like, does anybody do open houses through the week? And they were like, no, it's usually just on the weekends. I was like, okay, how about I get a sign and I get a flag that says agent on site? Would I be any different than a brand new construction person sitting in a brand new community, but me being in a community that's already built? That's how I was thinking about it. So that's how I did it. So the challenge started in January. I am currently on day 256. I have done an open house every single day since January. I do not take time off. I don't have days off. I work 7 days a week. My open house is Monday through Friday, or one from 1 to 5. Excuse me. Open houses Monday through Friday are 1 to 5. Saturday, Sundays are 12 to 3. If it's close to a church or it's big activities going on, then it'll be from 1 to 4. So that's how I kind of aim for my stuff. So I do it at a very, very high level. I am expanding right now, and I'll teach you how to have like other people and how to use other people, but I don't pay for admin. I don't have no admin. All I use is brand new hires that come into the business, and I use them for leverage.
Wow. So I know you have a whole 7 step because I wrote it down. I didn't know that you're on 256. And I think it's important not just for Seth's class, but very mature people who Richie, myself, Steve, who normally is here, Kelly Jane. I think it's important even for us to hear, right? It doesn't matter if you're brand new, right? We don't need to pay for leads because I mean most of us we've got the business already in our database, right? We just need to pour into it, connection. You're doing that at a very high level, right? You're at 256 day in and day out. Here's what's important for me to know. Where are you at from a production? And I know that so much of this is kind of long tail because you're establishing relationships. A lot of the people that you meet, they're not necessarily looking to buy now because most open house visitors, they're anywhere from 3 to 6 to 9 months away from now making a decision. What does your
Yep.
pipeline look like, and what have you closed directly from that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. So as of right now, I'm pending 17. I have 4 more closings this week. I have 4 listings that went live this month. I have 99 people currently in my pipeline getting their credit fixed, and I have 760 people in my database, all from my open houses.
Come on, Rico. Come on,
Come
baby.
on, come
Oh my
on,
goodness.
come on, right?
Oh, come
Come on
on.
now,
Oh,
right?
bro, you can stop right now. You can stop right now. Mic drop. Let's go home. Let's go. God, keep it
Yes.
up. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so let me break it down to you a little bit. Let me help you understand how I get business, right? So I'll be really honest with you. On an open house, I'll probably spend $25, and that $25 will be for a paid ad. So let me help you break that down. I do have a 7 step. So if we have enough time, I'll knock it out real quick and I'll give them the 7 steps. But basically what I do is I run open house is not a part-time job. You got to do this full-time. If you're a part-time agent, connect with somebody that's a full-time agent and give them a referral. A referral is about 1% of the sale, right? If it works for you, you don't have to do it how I do it. I give 1%, right? But let me help you break this down. If I have an open house on Monday, I'm looking for it. Tuesday, I'm already riding by the neighborhood to see where it's going to be. Wednesday, I run a paid ad in Command for $25, and I run it in 50-mile radius. So I get everybody that I know in the area to come out. Thursday, I start putting open house signs up. Friday, I door knock. I door knock 150 homes. So I take a brand new hire with me, and we knock 70 to the left, 70 to the right, right? Based off just door knocking, I get 20 leads. For my paid ads, I get another 20 leads. Then I put my signs out. I have 25 to 40 open house signs up with balloons and a flag, right? Let me help you make that make sense. If you're driving 50 miles down the road and I have one open house sign, how likely are you to stop? You're not, right? If you're driving 50 miles down the road and I have 20 open house signs, how likely are you to stop?
Way more.
Right? Because you're like, okay, something is going on. Let me slow down and let me at least take a look at what's going on. People nosy, right? Then they make a right on the subdivision that you're in, and you got this big old flag up that says agent on site, open house, right? Wouldn't that be appealing to somebody that's driving by to be like, okay, let me at least go see what's going on? You know the neighbor's gonna come because they nosy, right? That's how you attract people. You gotta have that stuff out there. Good. Yeah, I'll tell you like this. Look, I'll be really, really honest with you. I only been into this game for a year. I don't think nobody in real estate has a problem lead generating. I think the problem that people have in real estate is lead conversion, right? I can give you a lead right now when you have one, but what will you do with the lead once you get it? So let me help you understand what I do with my leads once I get them. You come into my open house, you sign in, pen and paper, no technology, because what happens is you put it on their phone and they start walking around, and then they're never going to sign in. But if you give them pen and paper, they have to bring that back to you, right? And then you can verify their information based off the pen and paper. Okay. Everybody that I get goes on a smart plan. So you come to my open house today, right? You automatically go to an open house smart plan. It's in command already. It's already built in there. You get a text message that says, hey, thank you so much for coming to my open house. How would you grade it from 1 to 10? Right? Those are conversation starters. 9 out of 10 times they won't respond. No problem. Next week, you're going to get a text message on Friday that says, hey, if I have an open house this weekend, would you be interested in coming? Right? Another open-ended question for them to respond to. 9 out of 10 times, they'll say, yeah, what's the addresses? We would love to come. Right? Then I have another text message that says, hey, is this Ben? I just want to make sure I got the right person. Right? I do things that people will respond to, not automated responses that says, hey, I'm a realtor. I would love to help you sell your house. Right? Ain't nobody going to be reading all that. They're going to open it and keep going. I do things where people have to respond. Right? Then I called them. Hey, I noticed that you said that you were interested in this area. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 houses available. Are you available this weekend? Right? That's how I do it. So I put triggers in my smart plans where anytime I tag somebody, that's how they do it. Now, if you come from Facebook, like when I run ads on Facebook, those also have triggers. So if you log in on Facebook and you see one of my ads run and you click on it, you will automatically get a text message that says, hey, I see that you're on my website looking at houses in the Northeast area. What houses are you interested in? I would love to help you. Then within about 20 minutes, you'll get a phone call that says the same thing, which is me. Right? So I touch my people at a very, very high level, and I call my database at least once a month. With 800 people in it, I still call them once a month.
Rico, come on, man. That's powerful. I'm hearing you put in the work, right? You put in the work.
Absolutely.
I see and I hear people complain about what they don't have from the work they're not willing to do.
Yep. And let me help you break that down, right? What people break apart is that, like, I'll be honest with you, not every single open house has 20, 30 people. I have days where I have 0 people. Right? I have 3, 4 days in a row. Then I'll call my coach, yo, man, ain't nobody been here 3 days. He'd be like, okay, what does the week look like? Then I'll tell him and he'd be like, so what are we complaining about? Open house is not the only lead generation that I'm doing. while I'm at the open house, I'm doing expireds, I'm doing FISBOs, I'm calling neighbors around the neighborhood. I'm setting up shop at the open house just like I do if I was in the office. I
Amen.
just stay there at 5 o'clock.
Yes. Yeah. See, Rico,
So
then I can't even begin to tell you what you didn't, you might have stumbled into it, but again, you've created this system, right? And I think so many new agents, and I know there's some new agents on the call, they think that, they have all the flexibility and freedom now being an entrepreneur, right? They don't
mhm.
treat this, they don't treat it like it's a job or a career. You've done that. You're not just sitting there waiting for somebody to walk in. You're staying productive, but you know what? You're showing up in a timely manner. You don't just willy-nilly come in at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, right?
Nope,
Sure, you've got a
nope.
darn routine. And I think it's important for, especially for newer agents, because many of us veterans, we already know. I show up at the office every day by 9 o'clock. I don't have to, but I'm here, right? I normally don't leave until 6:30 to 7:15. I don't have to, but I do,
Yep,
right? You need that structure and that discipline, and you're exemplifying that all day, and it's showing
oh,
up in a massive, massive way.
absolutely. I mean, that's huge, right? Man, people who still work from home, that is crazy, right? Let me help you break this down. This is my schedule. I get up at 5 a.m. I'm at the gym by 5:30. 6:30, I'm on early bird calls. 7:30, I'm on James Shaw call. By 8 o'clock, I'm on the road coming to the office. 9 o'clock, I'm already at script practice. By 10 a.m., I'm on the phone calls with expireds, FISBOs, Boomtown. None of my people, my current clients, get my attention until 1 o'clock. I do not service my current clients until till about 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's for my current clients. I do not service current clients in the mornings. I am too busy chasing new business than for me to sit here and argue with somebody about an inspection report when they can wait till 3 o'clock when I feel a little better, and then we'll talk about that around that time. So no business gets done until 1 p.m. You see right now where I'm at? I'm in the office. I was just literally lead generating before I hopped on this call, right? I stick to my routine. I do not mess up my routine. All my appointments are from 1 to 5, right? My open house is from 1 to 5. So then I'll put a brand new hire in there, watch the open house, give them an opportunity to get some clients while I'm out serving somebody else, right? My business never stops working. I work my own business. I do not let people work my business.
Rico, bro, that unless you've got another mic drop moment for us, that's been more than most can handle. And you've brought the meat this week.
Absolutely, right? I'll
I,
give you one more after this, right? So this is what I do, right? So this is how I invest, okay? You always got to have that fire under your belly, always. Once again, if you did not hop on the car early enough, every single year on my birthday is in January, I buy a vacant home every year on my birthday. And I spend 12 months renovating that building. Sometimes it takes me 6 months, but I spent that whole year just renovating that one building. I am 30 years old. I have 10 properties, 5 Airbnbs, all because I buy one every year and I never stop. So if you want to get motivated, you want somewhere to start slow. Grab one building at a time and get to where you need to be. Listen, if you're in real estate and you invest in anything besides real estate, this might not be for you, right? Why are you investing in vending machine and crypto and all that stuff? Invest in real estate. That money will get you right back. Trust me, I invested in everything you can think of before I got into real estate. What happens is you give 20% here, 20% here, 20% here. You never give nothing 100%. If you focus just on one thing for 100%, that one thing will bring you 4 or 5 other things, which will make it 120%. My goal every day is to get 1% better. If I get 1% better every single day, at the end of the year, I'll be 365% better. Here, I'll drop that one for you.
damn. Well, Rico, I can't thank you enough. I'm excited because I already know, because I know how this company works. You'll probably be on stage at family reunion in
Oh, I
Vegas.
will be.
There you go. That I already
Yes.
know, because you've got the drive and the want to, right? And I'm going to be standing there in the audience, man, shouting, "That's my boy! That's my
That's
boy!"
right. Let's go.
And not Rico. Not only am I excited for you, And I will tell you that I think so many people should have jumped on today and they didn't. That's their fault, right? They're missing the meat. But I can tell you, when I look across this screen, there's not one person on here that I don't know. And I can tell you, everybody on this screen, they're the consummate professionals. And I am so proud of this community, from Betty, who's here when she can be, to Roz, who jumped on, to Stuart, who's now back with us, Kelly, who's here, ESG, Barry, Richie's on here consistently. Nilsa jumped on today because I invited her to. Everybody is doing it at a high level, and we're separating ourselves from the masses, right? The average agent in the country does almost 5 units, and nobody on this call everybody is doing way more than that. Right? We deserve more than that. And I appreciate you today leading the way on what your unique selling proposition is, which is very unique. I've never even heard of somebody who's made that type of commitment, but it's also shown the level of production and business that you've gotten from this. Garners, you should spend some time doing this. You should. This may not be your thing all day, every day, but I think it doesn't have to be. You just have to be consistent. And you're the model of consistency. So
absolutely. I think consistency is huge. And just last part on the consistency. Consistency is just the same thing you do over and over and over again, right? Was just over time become consistent. That's all it really is. So it's just discipline at a very high level. So as long as you're disciplined, you know what you're doing, consistency will come with you.
Guys, there it is. So let's go out. Let's be great. Emmerich says, let's be phenomenal, right? Bro, you brought the meat this week. I can't thank you enough. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas, if not before. Guys, each and every week, it's my goal, again, to bring you the meat. We're not wasting time with an appetizer, no salad here. I'm bringing you the meat every week. And you brought it today, my brother. I appreciate you. Guys, I appreciate you guys chiming in. I hope you got something from this. If you didn't, that's a you problem, right? So,
no, for real.
Rico, I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Guys, chime in next week. I'll bring it.
Absolutely. Y'all follow me on Facebook, Rico Roberts. You see everything I'm doing live. I promise you. Everything I'm doing is everything I show. So I'll see y'all later. Appreciate you again for the opportunity. Y'all go out and get it.